Everybody keeps saying EuroLeague stars can't carry an iconic NBA brand. They say the game is too fast, the schedule is too heavy, and the spotlight melts you if you didn't grow up inside the American system. But with one move, Luka Doncic shut that down. On August 2nd, he locked in a 3-year, $165 million extension with the Los Angeles Lakers, cutting off next summer's free agency drama before it could even begin. And a few days later, he suited up for Slovenia's EuroBasket prep, looked lighter, sharper, and flashed that old Real Madrid swagger. Same step back, same body control, same ruthless timing. One signature, one sequence, and the conversation flipped. Here's what matters. This wasn't just a rich team paying a superstar. This was the most recognizable franchise in world basketball betting everything on a EuroLeague-raised guard to lead the post-LeBron era. The brand calculus was simple. Iconic teams need iconic closers. If you still think EuroLeague stars can't scale to that job, you're ignoring both the resume and the leverage math. Luka is the product of a pressure lab most American players never touch before the NBA. Hostile arenas, veteran killers, tactical half-court chess every possession. You can see it in his tempo. He owns the game without matching anyone's foot speed, and if you want a receipt, it's right there. The Lakers didn't just trade for him, they made sure the clock favors him. In Los Angeles, that extension did more than print a headline. It removed his old player option and lined up an opt-out 3 summers from now when the cap is projected to explode again. Translation, the franchise gets stability in its window, and the player gains a runway to the next mega deal in his prime. That is a Euro brain at work. That's not a shot at anyone. That's simply how Luka approaches advantage. He plays the same way on the floor. String you out, buy time, then cash out when the angle is perfect. The one move in the title is both a pen stroke and a step back. Control the clock, then break your balance. Now let's talk Slovenia. Yes, they took a couple of preseason lumps to Germany. Friendly games are exactly that, doses of structure, legs, and tape. But watch the footage, not the score bug. He's down weight. The release is quicker. The legs look livelier on that side step 3. He hunted mismatches at his pace and still found a rhythm in limited minutes. It's the same pattern we've seen before. When he trims down and plays himself into summer shape, the reads come faster, the foul baiting becomes angle creation, and the step back starts landing in clusters. You don't need a 35-piece to see it. You need 6 possessions in a row where he dictates every decision on the court. That's what he gave you. The stakes are bigger than a friendly in Ljubljana. EuroBasket is around the corner, and Slovenia is trying to rebuild an identity around Luka's gravity. The group is brutal. France, Poland, Belgium, Israel, Iceland. But the calculation is simple. Give Luka a competent pick-and-roll partner, let shooters space to the corners, and he will win you possessions with nothing but footwork and eyes. That's EuroLeague DNA in an NBA body. He learned to bend help rules against professional adults at 16. He learned to weaponize pace by 18. He became EuroLeague MVP and Final Four MVP at 19. The word overrated never belonged in this conversation. Zoom back to the Lakers. You don't sign a deal like this unless you believe 2 things. First, that the team can retool around you quickly. Second, that your own ceiling is higher than whatever you've shown. The first thing is already in motion. A modern front office builds around a heliocentric star by securing bigs who can screen, roll, and defend in space, and wings who can guard up and hit corner threes. The second thing? The ceiling. That's on Luka. And the early signs are loud. He's leaner. He's clearly put in the work. The conditioning undercuts the only honest knock he carried from Dallas. When the legs are right, his defense lifts from targeted to solid. And solid is all a genius playmaker needs to break even on that end. Here's where the EuroLeague haters usually push back. They'll say Euro numbers never map to the NBA, that the physicality is different, that the spacing is bigger stateside and hides weaknesses. They'll say Luka's craft is cute until a rangy wing shades his step back and a switchable 5 erases his angles. The problem is, we've already watched him shred those coverages in the playoffs. Against the best scouting in the world, he processed adjustments, lived in the mid-post, hunted the low man, and made elite defenses pick the kind of poison they hate. Switch and he tortures the big, show, and he strings you out. Stay home and he buries tough 2s until your hand drops and the 3 opens again. He doesn't need elite burst when he owns elite deceleration. And with this deal, the clock is synced to his development curve. The Lakers secured their star through his true mid-prime, and Luka preserved an escape hatch when the next cap spike can unlock life-changing numbers. That's the mid-video reveal most people miss. The contract is a bet on his future MVP seasons, and it's structured so he can reset the market at the perfect moment. If you're a Lakers fan, that's leverage pointed in your direction for 3 years. If you're a EuroLeague skeptic, it's a reminder that Euro-forged stars not only translate, they also manage career arcs with precision. What about leadership? That's fair to ask. Leading the Lakers is not leading a small market contender. The noise is louder. The temperature spikes with every 2-game skid. But leadership is reps and accountability, not volume. Watch Luka's first months in LA. He recruited, he showed up in shape, he wore the heat after losses, and he owned the ball in closing time. That's how you earn equity in that locker room. And remember, he's doing this while carrying the hopes of a country that expects him to be a one-man solution every summer. You can argue the aesthetics. You can't argue the load. Let's add the international element. EuroBasket is a different beast from the NBA calendar. The games are shorter, the scouting is nastier, and the rotations are tighter. Every possession amplifies your flaws. Luka's toolkit is built for that exact environment. When the court shrinks, chess beats track. Look at the way he manipulates the nail defender. One pause, one shoulder dip, and he's turned a contested step back into a practice rep. And when the jumper stalls, he leans into post seals and left-hand angles that force refs to make a call. Slovenia may not have the deepest roster, but with Luka, they never play a fair game. He tilts the table. Cue the counter case. If EuroLeague is that good, why didn't every Euro MVP become an NBA MVP? Because translation isn't a promise, it's a pathway. Luka isn't an argument for everyone. He's the extreme case that busts lazy generalizations. He's the kid who ate defensive coverages at Real Madrid, then walked into the NBA and scaled it again. He's the example that says the pipeline is real and the ceiling is championship level when the habits match the talent. And right now, the habits look right. No shortcuts, no excuses, and no more conditioning caveats. So, what's next? In the immediate, Slovenia finishes prep with Lithuania, Latvia, Great Britain, and Serbia, where the real objective is reps, rhythm, and lineup data. The watch list is simple. Corner 3 volume from the wings, a reliable short roll partner who can make a 16-foot decision, and Luka's free throw rate when teams body him on the step back. If those metrics trend up, the medal talk isn't crazy. Then it's back to Los Angeles, where camp opens with a roster designed to stretch the floor and a coach who wants Luka in championship shape from day one. The schedule will punch them early. The West doesn't forgive soft starts, but if the legs hold and the shooters cash open looks, the margins tilt. Here's the honest verdict. The EuroLeague haters weren't just wrong. They were stuck in an old framework. The NBA's best half-court problem solver now wears purple and gold, and his operating system was coded in Europe. One move proved it. A pen stroke that locked him into the most pressurized brand in the sport. One sequence in Slovenia that showed the body and the rhythm are trending right on time. You can hold out and say championships are the only proof that counts. That's fine. He knows it. But when a franchise like the Lakers stakes its future on you and structures the deal so you can reset the market 3 summers from now, that's a level of trust and leverage you don't hand to a myth. You hand it to the guy, so keep the debate alive if you want. That's the fun of this. But the receipts are piling up. EuroLeague taught him how to win a possession that looks unwinnable. The NBA gave him the stage to do it against the best. Los Angeles gave him the keys and the runway. Slovenia gives him the summer fire that keeps him honest, and the rest of us get to watch a player who answers loud takes with quiet craft, then steps back and buries the shot that always feels 1 second late until it rips the net on time. One move, one signature, one step back, and one more reason the sport keeps bending toward the kind of genius that doesn't race you. It rearranges you. By the time EuroBasket tips, you'll see the same pattern again. Teams will load up, send length, and try to bully him off his spots. He'll slow the possession, locate your weakest helper, and make your rules feel like suggestions. That's not hype, that's years of tape. And when camp opens in LA, the story will be the same in a different jersey. New teammates, new rotations, same answer. Control the clock. Hit the dagger. Make the room louder by playing quieter. And let the haters argue past tense while the next contract window creeps closer. When you understand time better than your defender, the game is always fair. When you understand leverage better than the market, the future is always yours. So, if you're still holding the old line, EuroLeague stars can't outshine NBA elites, ask yourself why the most famous franchise in basketball just doubled down on the one who did. Ask yourself why every prep clip from Slovenia looks like a reminder, not a surprise. And ask yourself why the loudest argument against him keeps shrinking to nostalgia and vibes. The numbers, the tape, and the money all say the same thing. Luka Doncic didn't just shut down the noise, he turned it into fuel, then into leverage, then into a shot your best defender can't predict until it's already gone. That's the move, and he just made it again.